I created this image using Google's new AI model Nano Banana, all automated through one simple workflow inside of N8N. This AI agent takes a reference image and a description and transforms it into 5, 10, or even 20 professional variations, all without any manual work. So I'm going to show you 3 different use cases that you can use inside of this workflow. First, how to take a single photo and turn it into viral social media posts. Second, how to transform your product photos into high converting ad creative. And finally, third, how to upgrade your product shots into professional catalog images. And the crazy part is this process costs almost nothing thanks to the Gemini Nano Banana model, which is super cheap. And the whole workflow just takes a minute or 2 to fully complete. So if you've ever wanted to create professional content, but you didn't want to learn Photoshop or hire some random on Upwork, then this is going to be super valuable for you. So with that being said, let's hop over to my laptop right now. All right, guys, so we're here on my laptop, got N8N open. This is the workflow that's going to be able to generate the images using Nano Banana. So I'm going to walk you through step by step of how I've created this, what the trigger looks like, the prompts inside the image generator, and how we've hooked up the HTTP request with OpenRouter. And inside OpenRouter, we can use the Gemini Nano Banana image generator model. So how this workflow actually works is triggered by a form. So in this form, we have 3 different options that we can choose from for the image type. And so we've got static ad creative, we've got social media post, and then we've got professional product catalog image. So you would select one of those from the drop down, pop in a description. And so what we can do here is go into ChatGPT and essentially voice note what kind of style we're going for, right? And I'll show you some examples in a second of a product and a static ad image process that I've gone through and the results that this has generated. We then want to add a reference image. Now, if you already have a product, you can pop that in here. For social media posts, you could find something that somebody else has put out there and pop that in here if you kind of like the style of it. And for the professional product catalog images, again, you can go to your competitors and find some really good images that you can kind of model. So that's what's going on with the form. Now, in order to use that image, we need an image URL. It's going to be very useful for the description section and also for the image generator HTTP request. So what I'm using here is img.bb. I mean, you can go and get imgbb.com or something. You can get an API key here, hook this up with N8N, and this basically uploads your image to this pretty awful looking website here, but there's a free plan and that's what I'm using for this example. Now you could use Supabase or any other platform that's going to host images for you. So we've got a post request, we've got the URL. I mean, you can find all of this information in the API section. So you just jump into API and you just select the whole page, put it into ChatGPT or Claude, and it'll tell you what to do. But essentially we have the API key, which is further above in this form here. We're looking for N8N binary file. We're just going to give it a name. And then we need to grab the input data name field, which is this name field here. And so that uploads to img.bb, and then it gives us a URL that we can then use in the next step. So in order for the AI agent to know what's in the product image, we need to describe it. So we've got an OpenAI module here. We've got a very short description. So analyze the given image and determine if it primarily depicts a product or a person or both. That's going to be useful in the output. The image type, using an image URL, and the URL is pulled from the output from our HTTP request. So what I'm grabbing here is this URL, which is a public URL, and we can send that in, and then we get this output here. We have asked for a YAML output, which is going to give us different categories of what's going on in the image. So what that looks like in the AI agent, we've got a few different prompts going on here. Let's bring this open. So you can see this is the output from the description node. So we can see there's color schemes, font styles, visual description. So if you're going to put in an old ad image of one of your products, for example, or a post from someone else's social media profile, you're grabbing their image and you want to copy the font and the design style, that's what's going to be detected in the description node. So that's what's going in here in the prompt. We've got the user description, which is what we can put in and come up with ChatGPT. And the task here, create 5 plain text prompts that will create different image variations appropriate for the selected category. And we've got some rules here of what each prompt must do. So that's the user prompt. We're just pulling in the information from the form and the description of the image that we've uploaded. Now, if we go down to the system message, we're giving some more detailed instructions of what needs to happen here. So we're giving it a role. You're an expert prompt engineer specializing in Nano Banana image generation capabilities. We've got the core expertise, critical rules, category approaches. So we're giving a bit of context here for each of the categories that are available in the form. So we've got static ad creative, social media post, professional product catalog. And also importantly, we've got an output format. Description guidelines, you can see here, this is all written in Markdown to tell the AI what to pay attention to. And then finally at the bottom here, we've got some example outputs. It's always beneficial to add in examples in your system prompts so that AI knows what kind of output we're trying to achieve. So with all that being said, it's going to give us this output. What I'm doing here with the code node is I'm just parsing the individual prompts. So you can simply go into Claude and ask for a code node to do this exact thing. You can copy the output from the previous node and just tell Claude what to do, and it will give you this code. And you can see here, it's got these different items that we can pop into our Google Sheet. That's what we're doing in this next step. We're adding the prompt number, the title, and the actual prompt. So if you go to our Google Sheet here, you can see it's very simple, but it's useful to just store all of this information so we can then feed it into the HTTP request when it comes time to generate those images. The next step is to get the rows. The important thing to do here is to go into settings and make sure it only executes once. Because when I was testing this, I didn't have that turned on and it would loop round all of the items once and then loop round them again. So I wanted to avoid that. So by turning this on, it's only going to execute these rows once. And that's exactly what we want to achieve. I've got a filter down here at the bottom, basically detect the range automatically and read rows until the first empty row. So it's not going to read all of the empty rows and try and generate stuff based on what's not there, essentially. And that's going to throw some errors in the workflow. So once we've got the rows, we're going to edit the fields. And here we're just cleaning up the data and pulling in this image URL, which is what we're going to use in every single image generation for this run. So once we've got all of that, we can then loop those items until we get all 5 images generated. Now, the important part here is configuring the HTTP request node. Now, for this, I'm using OpenRouter. Now, if we go to openrouter.com, we can come into here, we can go to API, and we can just copy this information, put it into Claude. It's going to tell you what to put in the body request. So we're sending this JSON here, and I'm pulling in the text and basically creating this expression, this stringify expression. But if we just drag it in from the loop items, you're going to see some errors. And also the same thing with the URL. We've got to stringify it and so that the JSON in this body request doesn't break. So that's what I've got. I mean, you can screenshot this if you want, but you should be able to figure this out. And I think if you don't know what you're doing here, I think it's beneficial to actually figure this out with Claude and get it working for yourself so you actually understand why something works and why something doesn't. In terms of the authentication, I have my OpenRouter credentials inside of here. Yeah, you just pop in your API key. There's no authentication. And if I just open this up, you can see you just pop in your API key and that's all you need. So in the next step, we're setting the base. This is just pulling the base 64. So in this set node, we're actually pulling the base. This is just so we can pass it to the next step and convert the file back to a binary file that we can then upload to the Google Drive. So you could see the input is this base field, and then we're outputting the data, which is an image here. Then pretty straightforward, we're uploading to Google Drive. So if you've been using for N8N for any length of time, you should have the Google Drive integration set up. I'm not going to go into it in this video, but I'm pulling in this file name from the edit fields section. And this is just going to number the images 1 through 5 in this example. And we've got a folder set up for those images. And the final step is to mark the fields as generated. And then we're just going to mark it as yes. We're matching on the image number, and it's just a simple append update row operation. Now, I have gone through that pretty quickly, and hopefully that's given you an idea of how I've set this up. One thing I didn't mention is the model I'm using for the image prompt generator. I'm using OpenRouter again. I'm using GPT 4.1 mini. You can experiment with different models, but at the end of the day, it's just generating a prompt. And this is what's working for me. So if you go into the Google Sheet, you could see I've already generated some prompts for what looks like some headphones. And let me show you that image real quick. These are the headphones that I found online. I wanted to create some ad images in the style of Apple. So you can see here in the prompts, you can see Apple inspired aesthetics. It feels iconic, clean, and effortlessly luxurious. So let me show you these images and you can kind of see what it's come up with. Now, the reason why we generate a bunch of different prompts is so we can see which image generations are actually going to be usable. So I quite like that. It's very simple. It's clean. Not so sure about that one. It doesn't really say much. That's a pretty cool image. Very clean. I do quite like this one with like the reflection down below. And that one's pretty cool too. It's kind of moved the headphones a little bit. And I think that is all of them. So some of the things that you can improve for this workflow is you could add some error handling. So before I give you some more examples of the different options available on the form, which was the social media image and the product showcase image. You could probably find a workflow like this online for free and try it out yourself. And you can take what I've shown you today and go away and build this for yourself and test it out and change the prompt, change the form. But if you want to learn how to solve real problems in your business and build custom workflows that generate real results, I work closely with my students inside my N8N mentorship to make that happen. So if you're curious about what that entails and how to join, there is a link in the description for you to check out. Anyway, let's get into some more examples. All right, so let's try out one of the other image types and see what kind of outputs we can get. So we're going to go for professional product catalog image. We're going to use the same headphones that we used for the ad images, but this time we're going to ask for a description with the headphones on a model. So can you give me an image description that I can put into the prompt generator? There's going to be a reference of headphones. I want the headphones to be on different kinds of models in different scenarios. So maybe walking down the street, on the train, at work, in the gym. Give me a description that's going to highlight those different options. Okay, boom, we've got a description. Let's pop that in. Boom, and we're going to submit. So let's just give it a minute and I'll come back to you with the images that we generate. All right, so I ran the automation for a social media post and also for the product showcase. You can see what it's done here. It's included all of the different scenarios that I put in the description. I think this is pretty cool. Let's check out another one. This is a lifestyle shot in the gym. I think this is also pretty cool. Dude traveling here on a train with those fancy headphones. I like it. It's probably my favorite. It's a good vibe. And finally, working at home. I think these are all pretty damn good and they could be used for ad images. They could be used on product pages. So let's take a look at the social media images. These are not so great. There's a few suggestions that I'll make here of ways that we can improve this workflow to get better outputs specifically for this type of content. I mean, the copy and the colors is pretty good. It's just this bullet stuff. The reference image that I had was, not great for this option. You can see the reference image I had was these targets with bullet holes in and then one without. I think that's actually pretty good. And this one, it's a bit bland. We could definitely fill that out with something a bit more eye-catching. And again, this one is not great. So you can see we run this so we can have multiple options. I think the best images that we've got from all of these different runs are the product images, the ad images that we got first time, and then the product placement images in those lifestyle scenarios. So things that I would do here is pay attention to the prompt. Maybe we even split out the prompt generation process into its own workflow and then create different prompts for the different types of images that you want to create. I think that could really help improve the prompt generation. But in terms of the generation, this is pretty solid. So now you know how to build a viral content system like this using Nano Banana and N8N, something that you can set up on your own, play around with, and create some really cool images. So if you were to do this manually, you would have to come into Gemini, you'd have to select the image model and run a prompt for every single image that you wanted to generate. In this workflow, you can generate 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 different ad image variations. You just need to tweak the prompts. and then you can let it run over and over until it's generated all of the images. So that's the power of using an automation like this. It's going to give you a folder of different image variations that you can then pick and choose from. So the thing is, you probably see workflows like this on LinkedIn and on X, and you can download a bunch of these for free. But if you want to master building automations like this that solve real-world business problems, well, that's why I created the N8N operator method. It's designed specifically for business owners, operators, and agencies who want to build these for themselves or for their clients. And in 90 days, we take you from zero, beginner level, to N8N operator, where you're going to understand all of the nodes and how you create something from scratch, how you turn that idea into a fully fledged production ready workflow. So if you do want to join the mentorship, then there is a link in the description below. And check out the next video on this screen. I'm going to show you how to build AI agents using Claude with a single prompt. So go check that out now.